Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Warlord Ascendant by Black Oath Entertainment. This is a skirmish game based on the Sacrifice role-playing game by the same people, by Alex T and Black Oath. In the previous video, we created our warband, our demonic host called the Damned Sect. We have our leader, the Witness, we have 2 Twisted Soldiers, and we have 2 Grunts. The Twisted Soldiers are veterans. We are ready to start our first campaign turn, and each campaign turn will consist of a management phase and a battle phase, or the other way around if you prefer, but it is a combination of those 2 phases, actually playing the game, the battle, and then doing all of the administration, all of the exploring and upkeep and injuries. That's all part of the management phase. Now, when you start a new game with a new warband, you will begin with the management phase. There are a couple of things that you won't be doing. For example, the upkeep. This is how much you have to pay each of your warband members, like their salary, their wages, to make sure that they stay and do a good job. However, this is not going to be paid in the first turn because you haven't done anything yet. And we are actually ready to begin. So let me move that out of the way. The management phase has a certain sequence of things to do. First of all, we roll on the events table, which is here. We roll a d20 to see what kind of happens during this time. We then determine the fate of any wounded characters, so we check for injuries, recovery and possible permanent wounds. Then we pay the upkeep and salary, which again in the first campaign turn we won't be doing. Send out the characters to do any of the available actions. So this is very similar to what we have with 5 parsecs and 5 leagues from the borderlands. You will take your characters and they will do jobs for the warband as well as just fight. And we have explore, where you can venture out. So you have your hex map, you'll have your starting hex, and then you're basically having your warband members go to find out what is in a neighboring hex. When you do that, we have to roll to see what we find. And it could be, on an 11 to 20, a location which will aid or benefit your warband if you manage to conquer and control that hex. So obviously, battle. There's a bunch of other stuff that can actually happen which does not involve finding a location to fight over. So there's a lot of other things that can happen. There's some random name generators for the locations. And then we find out what the locations are and what benefit they give to the warband. What else can we do? We can send a character on patrol, one of our warband members. In which case, if we do that, then the surprise rule won't take any. Well, we won't be surprised, but we can still surprise them. So we still have to roll for surprise. We can try to recruit. This can only be done once per management phase. You have to roll on the recruitment table and adding your character's SPI. The guy that you send, you use their SPI, their spirit value, and you see if you can actually find somebody to hire. Now, being a demonic host, we can't have swords for hire, so that will mean nobody for my warband. Retrain, we can actually unlearn a feat and learn a new one. We don't have any feats yet. You can also choose to study, but to do that you must control a location with a monastery where the characters can get +1 XP. Or you can trade. Again, only if you have a trading post as a location. So exploring is very important. You need to get access to all these different locations so you can do other things. So first campaign turn, we are going to roll on the management phase events table, which is here. We're rolling a d20. We get a 4. Everyone refuses to sell or buy from you. You cannot take the trade action this phase. Okay, well, I can't anyway. 1, I've got nothing to sell. 2, I've got no money to buy with or no supplies to buy with. And 3, I don't have a trading post yet. So, okay. So essentially nothing happens, which could be a good thing because there's some terrible stuff on here. Right, next we look at character death, recovery, injuries. We don't have any. We haven't done any battles yet. Upkeep. We have to pay salaries of our people or whatever. However, a warband must not pay upkeep in the first management phase of the campaign, so we don't have to pay it this turn. Yay! I've got loads of money. Not. I could have got 40. You roll D20 plus 20 and I got 23. It's not good, is it? Now we come to the management phase actions where we send our people out to do work, to do jobs, to do things. Yeah, so let's have a look and see. Now I definitely want to do some exploring, but I know I don't have a lot of supplies. But I'm thinking about sending my leader to try and recruit because I kind of want another character. Yeah, I don't think I will. I don't think I will because the thing is, if I roll up the veteran, if I take him, it's going to cost me 10 supplies, which is like half my money. And then I've got to pay upkeep at the end as well. So, okay, forget that, forget that. I'm not going to recruit. There's no retraining, there's no studying, there's no training. I'm going to send one person on a patrol, and then I think the other 4, will check out the hexes adjacent to our camp, our home camp. Our home camp. I just got to hope that nothing happens to them. So I really don't want anything to happen to my leader. So my leader is going to be the one who's going to be doing the patrol. So we can't be surprised in a battle this phase. Is it? Let me just double check. During the upcoming battle phase, your warband cannot be surprised. Yes, so I'm going to send the leader on a patrol. So that will help. And then the other 4, I'm going to get to search these hexes to find out what's there. Oh, God help me. Right. So we have to roll a d20 for each hex to find out if anything's there and if anything happens to the particular character. But actually, before we do that, one thing that is not in Warlord Ascendant is terrain type in terms of what terrain each hex has. I don't think it's really necessary, but in terms of narrative, in terms of getting the feel and maybe selecting a suitable board to play on, I think I'm going to actually roll and see what type of terrain each hex is as we move into it. So, starting with our starting hex, our camp, and then I've also noted down the 4 hexes that we're going to be exploring. What I'm going to do is actually use the Sacrifice RPG, the role-playing game. Now, I haven't actually read through this properly yet. I focused on Broken Shores first. But this is set in the same world, in the same region as Warlord Ascendant. So, what I'm going to do is use their terrain table to kind of just generate what is the sort of the land, the terrain that each hex kind of occupies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that we're starting on farmland, which is kind of a basic sort of terrain type. And then what I'll do is when I move into a new hex, I'll just roll on here, very similar to what we do with Broken Shores, and find out what's going to be the new terrain type for the new hex. Like I say, it doesn't really affect the game in terms of the mechanics and the battles and everything else, but I think it will add a little bit of colour. So what I'm going to do is select who's going into which hex. Now I think we're going to start off with the veterans, with our twisted soldiers. So first of all, hex 31, we're going to send our twisted soldier with the flail. So we're looking at hex 31, we get a d20, we roll an 11, we have a location right to start with. Excellent. Right, so in hex 31 we have something that we may want to fight over. Now, What is the terrain type? We're in farmland and we get an 11 again. So it's actually a swamp. Okay. So hex 31 is swamp. How swampy? We'll find out. Now, random location noun. Now we have to roll for eponym, adjective and noun. And these are percentage rolls. So first we get a 0.5. Eichenhelm. Okay. Eichenheim. The adjective is a 40. Spring. And a 73. 73. Meh. Eichenheim Spring Mare. Now, what is that place? Let's just put little. Right, what is that place with all the D20? What is in that location? We get a 19, a warehouse. Okay. So what does a warehouse do? If we can defeat what is currently occupying that hex, what could it give us? Increase our warband stash by 50. Okay. Losing access to a warehouse reduces your current supplies by 50 until you take it back. Now, your stash, is it here or is it somewhere? Okay. So your stash is where basically you keep all of your treasure, your loot, your equipment, your weapons, everything else, yeah? And you have a limit of 100 items, including supplies. Ooh. Including supplies. Oh, okay. Honestly, I've read this a few times and I didn't notice it included the supplies. Okay, so that's a thing. That's a thing, but this warehouse can increase it by 50. So I could hold 150. That might be worth looking into. Now, what we can also do is roll now to find out what enemy there is. Maybe when the warband member goes into that area, then they do some recon sort of thing, and they spy these creatures at the warehouse. So we can roll on the enemy type table and learn their composition, but nothing else. So all the other things that we do for the enemy, for example, rolling up, whether they've got more members, more stats, stuff like that, we don't do. We just have to know, all we know is what they are, that's it. So we can do that. We can do that. Where's the table? Here's the table. So when you're determining the enemy in a specific hex that you're going to be fighting, or who's fighting you, because there is a possibility that they will attack one of your hexes instead, you roll a d12. If you get a 3 to 5, it's beasts, and you have to roll on another separate table. So what is in hex 31? We get a 9, possessed. Now the possessed is a type of warband. Hang on, let me find it for you. There we go. The horrors and brutality taking place in no man's land are a perfect breeding ground for demonic activity. Oh, it's me brothers. It's the dregs. So essentially, it is another one of us. It's kind of a slightly more evolved demonic host. Okay. So this is going to be the possessed. But the warehouse might be worth attacking this turn, because that extra 50 stash could be very useful. Right, so that was the first hex. That was this location here, and it's a warehouse. And it's in a swampy area. Okay, I'll put in some iconography there to indicate what they are. Okay, I'm not a very good artist, but there you go. So there's a warehouse in hex 31. Now hex 32, the next hex, I will send the other twisted soldier, the other veteran. This is the one with the hand axe. So what are they going to find? What are they going to find? Where are we? Dum. Right, D20. Where's my D20 gone? There it is. A 1. Had to happen. Your character is attacked. Roll on the enemy type table. Your character will be facing a single leader. Set up a battle area with a size of 10 by 10 squares. Deploy as usual. Defeating the enemy grants your character 1 XP and a roll on the Spoils of War table. Oh no! Oh no! No! Alright, okay. Terrain type. The terrain type is 4. We're going from farmland, so it's still farmland. Okay. Now you roll from the hex you're moving from, because this is actually bordering farmland and swamp, but we're actually moving from here. The guy went from our camp to there, went to there, went to there, went to there, yeah? So 32 is farmland. What did we roll for this? We rolled an 11, didn't we? We rolled an 11 for that, and we rolled a 1 for this. So we've got a battle. And it's against a leader. Oh no. Enemy type table. We can do that. I'll do the battle afterwards. Enemy type. D12. A 3. A beast. 11. Sorry, it's a D6. A beast. A 1. A drake. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear, attacked by a drake. No. Oh no. Can I run away? I think I might have to run away. I'll think about that in a minute. Let's do the other 2 hexes first and find out what other terrible things are going to happen. Next. Hex 42, so this will be the, where is he? This will be the grunt with the club. The grunt with the club. D20, I've got a 3. The character comes across a wounded warrior. If they pass an SPI check, target number 14, they manage to stabilize them. The warrior must rest until the next campaign turn, but can join as a free recruit if you want them. Oh, so no recruitment pay. That's good. Yes, I want that. Right. However, the problem is my bloody grunt. Right, SPI check. So I've got an SPI of 1. Right, so it's a standard ability check. So what you do is you roll a D20 and you add whatever stat is relative. So in this case, it's SPI. I've got a 1. So I'm getting a +1. I need to get a 14 or higher. And I get a 13, exactly what I need. So excellent, we find another recruit, which is a grunt. We find a new recruit, a grunt. Excellent. Very nice. Oh, what was the hex? The hex, I'm going from farmland. We get a 4, still farmland, okay. Farmland. Boom, boom, and we rolled a 4. Oh no, sorry, this is for the event table, isn't it? I rolled a 3. Now, what's the grunt going to come with? Let's leave that there for the second, because they're going to come with 1 piece of armor and 1 weapon. Right. So D20, they come with 11. What am I doing? It's percentage. They come with a 91 padded cloth. Okay. Padded cloth. And a weapon. What's their weapon going to be? Again, it has to be something that a grunt can use. A 43 improvised weapon. Nah, forget that. It's going to be a proper weapon. 87 short sword. I think they can use short swords. Let me just quickly check. should be alright with the short sword. No! Really? They can't use short swords either. Come on, give me something they can use. 46. Javelin. No, that's a ranged weapon, isn't it? 38. Hand crossbow. Nope. This guy really wants to be equipped differently. 42. Heavy crossbow. Nope. We get 81. Saber. No. I highly doubt that's on the bloody list. Where are you? Saber. Nope. 13. A dagger. Okay. I mean, he's not equipped very well, but at least he's now got something he can use. Okay, so we're going to have a new recruit. Back to here, and we've got one more place to look at, and that will be this grunt with the dagger, hex 51. Again, I'll put in some iconography there in a second. 51, D20, what am I doing? D20, we get a 12, which is another location. Okay, so this location is, it is 19, Schwarzwald, 9, Stone, and noun 7, meadow. Okay. What is it? What's the location? That's the name of the area, but what's the actual location? D20. Bonk. An 8. An engineering camp. Grants you access to a team of engineers, allowing you to use the cannon salvo command action. This unique command action deals D4 damage to all characters in a 5 square radius from the square of your choosing. Make an attack roll against the DL of each of the characters affected. Each subsequent engineering camp increases the attack roll by 1. Ooh, thank you very much. I'll have that. So this is an engineering camp. Now, what's it protected by? It is currently occupied and protected by a 12. Trolls! And what's the terrain type? Again, we're coming from farmland because we're all going out from the home camp. D20 to farmland again. Okay. Farmland again, and this was, I rolled a 12, didn't I think? To get the location, I think it was a 12. Now, I need to draw in some things. Hang on a second. I need to make the hexes look what they're supposed to be. Hang on a sec. Right, so again, my drawing skills have got no quality at all. So we've got a warehouse here. We've got an engineering camp, which can give us that cannon special command action. And then we've got 2 areas of farmland, one of which conceals a drake, which I'm going to have to sort out. And then the other had the wounded warrior. I think 42 was the wounded warrior, which is basically giving us another recruit, which kind of may be necessary because we may be losing a veteran. This is the veteran with the dump hand axe. Now, I'm a little bit worried about that. A little bit, just a little bit. Now, after that, that's basically everything we need to do, except for determine what we're going to do for the battle. But before we do that, we have to sort out this attack here. Let's have a look. Why did I have to roll a drake? Drake is dragon, basically. Drakes are solitary giant lizards that can occasionally be found almost anywhere in Naya. Again, I'm not sure whether I'm saying the name of the land properly. They seem to be capable of adapting to any climate and terrain, from the coldest glaciers to the hottest deserts. Their size as large as an adult elephant and ferocity makes them terrible foes, and they rarely hesitate attacking head first. Although drakes possess and are capable of some form of flight, they seem to be most comfortable on land. Highly territorial, drakes are known for viciously attacking any creature that enters their territory, especially other drakes. Now, 15 vigour. Subject to bestial rules. 3 times it activates. Nah, my guy's dead. There's no way he can survive this. Aggressive attitude. So with the AI, you've got rules for bestial. There are also rules for aggressive characters. Will dash if possible. It will engage the target if possible, or contact the first enemy along its path. So this thing's basically going to charge in. I mean, the bestial basically does the same thing. Oh dear, this is not good. Not good, especially for a first turn. Speed of 4, aggressive. 3 activations. Any character taken out of action is automatically dead. Well, he's going to have to fight, isn't he? He's going to have to fight. So it looks like this campaign turn there's going to be 2 battles. There's going to be one which features my veteran against a drake. So I think he's probably going to end up dead. And then we've got the main battle, which I'm thinking this is number 31 is being held by, essentially it's another demonic host like me. And then we've got the engineering camp, which has trolls. The other 2 hexes don't have anything worth fighting over, so you can just move through them. However, if I don't kill the drake, I think I'm going to keep the drake there in that hex. In case I go back into that hex. Oh dear, this is not good. Although I don't think this game actually includes like travel rules or anything like that. You literally just look at any adjacent hex to things that you control. Yeah, so that's essentially the management phase done. We've now got to decide on what we're going to do as a battle. But first, we've got to take on this drake. Oh dear, this is not going to be pretty.